Hey, welcome back to Guitar Slinger TV. I'm Jon Bivona.
And I'm Paul Vario. And John, that's a very fancy microphone you got today.
Why, thank you, Paul.
We want to thank our good friends at Samson Technologies for hooking us up with these sweet headset mics. This should help us get nice, clean audio takes and without beards scratching against laughs. And hopefully we'll get used to looking like dorks.
A little bit. Well, I'm used to it.
Well, one of us
No
is at
difference.
least.
No difference.
Well, today, John,
Yes, sir.
let's talk about the 12-bar blues. You know, when musicians get together and we have jam sessions, and in some parts of this world, jam sessions are a very big cultural thing. When musicians get together, one of the first things they end up usually playing is a 12-bar blues.
Yep.
A 12-bar blues is a song format, okay? It's not necessarily a blues song. In fact, it could be any style of music.
Definitely.
There are blues songs, country songs, rock songs, heavy metal songs, punk rock songs, jazz songs, R&B tunes that are all 12-bar blueses.
The same format.
Yeah, it's a 12-measure song format. And once you learn it, you've just learned how to play a couple thousand songs
Very
easily,
true.
tens
Very
of thousands, who knows. It's a 3-chord song. And those 3 chords, well, if we're going to work today, I think we were saying maybe key of A.
Sure.
So I'm going to play an A major scale for you. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And we're going to build chords off of 3 of the notes in that scale. We'll build a chord off of the first note of the scale, which is A. We'll call that the 1 chord because it's from the first note.
Yes.
I'm going to walk my way up to the 4th note of the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do, re, mi, fa.
Guess what we're going to call that one?
4 chord. And I'm going to walk up to the 5th note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is an E. We'll call that the 5 chord. So in the key of A, our 1 chord is an A. Our 4 chord is a D. And our 5 chord is an E.
And get used to that terminology.
1, 4, 5.
1, 4, 5 progression.
Musicians like to be able to communicate like this because, you know, it's universal for whatever key you're in. So I say, John, we're going to play 1, 4, 5 in the key of A. You know where to go. We can do it in G or G sharp or whatever key we want to play in.
Sure.
So it's a pretty universal way of communicating. You know, if I'm playing with a pianist, like maybe I don't know what piano chord voicings look like, or maybe I'm not like a super trained musician and I know how to play by ear, but I don't really know the names of all the chords. 1, 4, 5s, it's a really universal way of communicating this. So this is a 1, 4, 5 chord progression. We're going to use the key of A today. And I'm just going to play an A7 chord, 2nd finger, 2nd fret on the 4th string, 3rd finger, 2nd fret on the 2nd string. I'm going to strum 5. And that's an A7 chord. I'm going to use that as my 1 chord. If you don't know A7, you can play A. You can play A5, power chords. You can just play an A note if you're new at guitar.
Sure.
You
Any
just want to
variation.
follow along. It's all good. So we're going to play that for 4 measures. 4 measures the same chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Interesting television. 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go to the 4 chord for 2 measures, and then back to the A chord for 2 more measures. Now the 4 chord I'm going to play today is a D7. I'm going to try to play it right this time. And a D7 is a 4-string chord. 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Pointer is going to go over here on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. Ring finger is going to come over here on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. Okay. So once again, you don't know D7, play a D chord. Play a D5 chord, play a power chord, play just a note. It's all good. We'll do 2 measures of the 4 chord. And then we'll do 2 measures of the 1 chord. And this is usually where there's lots of room for, you know, variations, but we're going to keep it really simple. We're going to do the 5 chord for 2 measures, back to the 1 chord for 2 measures. For the 5 chord, I'm going to stick with the 7 chords. They're kind of bluesy sounding because they have both a major and a minor vibe happening at the same time. We'll talk more about that in another lesson. But this is an E7 chord, 2nd finger, 2nd fret on the 5th string. You're going to put your pointer over here on the 1st fret of the 3rd string. Strum 6.
Great.
We're going to do 2 measures. And then we're going to go to the 4 chord. Oh.
1
totally
measure
screwed
of
up.
each.
Sorry, that pop just totally threw me off.
That's okay.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, you can work through it.
Okay. So we're going to do 2 measures of the 5 chord, followed by 2 measures of the 1 chord.
And variations.
Yeah, and we're not going to touch them. There's a million ways you could like go to the fast 4 on the second measure. You can do turnarounds at the end of the song. If you're doing a jazz version of it, you could substitute every measure, every chord. If you're playing Stormy Monday, which is a really common standard in both jazz and blues repertoires.
Bring it down a notch. We're going to keep it nice and simple today. Whole nother episode.
Yes, sir. John, let's do a jam.
I love jams. Okay, so you'll play a 12-bar blues rhythm.
And why don't you take like the A minor pentatonic scale from a previous lesson, give us a little improv on it, stay in position. I'll keep it simple over here too.
Love it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Usually you end on the 1 chord, let it ring out. Nice job. So some legato phrasing in there, some hammers, some pull-offs, some
Try
trills.
to throw a little of...
Yeah, we're going to see that.
It's all about stirring the sauce. I keep saying it.
Stop making me hungry.
Stirring the sauce. You don't just throw your tomato paste in there, do you? No. You add your garlic, your parsley, your oregano, old car parts you have in the garage. You throw it all in. Some wine. Stirring the sauce. That's all we're doing.
My mother is hitting you over the head with a wooden spoon right now.
Sorry.
So, John, there's lots of variations that you can do as far as like what chords you play, or even like little guitar riffs.
Right.
What's like a traditional like guitar riff that you can use instead of just strumming a chord? What's like a 1 measure pattern you can do on guitar? You know, to make the 12-bar blues sound like a rock and roll song or a blues
rock and roll, bluesy, old Chuck Berry hits. All came
Johnny
from...
Be Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
We put our first finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string.
Yep.
And we hit the string that our finger is on and the 1 directly above it. Just like that. Just like that. And we're going to hit it twice. Then we're going to put our 3rd finger on the 4th fret. Okay, and hit that twice. Just like that. So 2 times, 2 times, 2 times, 2 times, and just go back and forth.
So if they're 8th notes, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and
just like that.
Sweet.
So I'm going to play this throughout the whole 1, 4, 5 progression. So this was our 1. If we drop 1 string, now we again hitting the string we're on and the 1 above it. Just like that.
Yep.
This is the 1.
First out of tune.
Yes.
Out of tune. Much better. I can live with that now.
Much better. So we put our first finger here. This is going to be our 4 chord. And we're going to do the same progression.
Yeah. So it's a D5 to like a D6.
Absolutely.
You know, just really simple intervals.
And then we're going to go to the 5, which is going to be E5 and E6.
Yeah.
But the same pattern. So let me run through the whole
that's cool.
feel. I'm going to go to the quick 4 just to have a slight variation. So the 2nd measure, I go right to the 4.
Sounds cool. Change it on that measure also. Go around one more time. Do a little jam on it.
Come on, Paul. Bar blues.
That's good stuff. Honestly, like, you know, we're so many things you can do with this. So many songs you can play with this.
We can stay here all day and just do this.
But instead, I think I'll just say I'm Paul Vario.
I'm Jon Bivona.
Thanks for joining us, and thanks for all of your support. Please check us out on patreon.com. We have exclusive tabs there, tips, exercises for you. Hit the subscribe button. That's greatly appreciated. And I'm really pleased. That was a good lesson.
You too, brother. Great playing.
Oh, dude, you're awesome. You're inspiring.
Guitar Slinger TV.
Join us.